What's up, guys? I'm here in the morning time, getting a little rainfall today. Here in Vilcabamba, Ecuador, we're kind of transitioning into a rainy season, which is really nice. But with El Nino, it kind of gets a little bit freaky. You never know what's going to go down. But we just got back from the market and wanted to talk a little bit about ketogenic diets. Of course, that's what most of my videos are about. But namely, how much fat we should be eating on a ketogenic diet. This is a question that a lot of people ask. The first question is usually how much protein should I eat? The second question is usually how much fat should I eat? So, talking macros today and specifically fat macros. But first I'm going to share a couple little pieces I'm really excited about. There's a couple pieces of natural history and human history. These were found behind the mountain over there. This is a big piece of petrified wood. Petrified wood not normally found in this area at all. So this might have been traded from somebody in the Puyango region a long time ago. But this was actually dug up, and this was with it. Now, this is a really interesting piece. I'm not sure what type of mineral it is, but it reminds me, the form and shape of it, it's a lot softer than quartz. It looks like a piece of melted quartz or glass, but if you check it out, the little striations and stuff in there kind of look like kunzite, which is a very rare mineral. It's definitely not from this area, so these might have been traded a long time ago and buried up above in the mountains. So really interesting. Excited to explore the area where those come from. But let's get back to the subject. Now that I've already taken us on a tangent, let's talk about how much fat you need on a ketogenic diet. So the first thing when you're starting keto, normally for most people, if you're not on a medical ketogenic diet, if you're doing this for body composition purposes, general health, stuff like that, the first thing you probably want to figure out is your protein intake. So I've got some articles on that, some videos on finding your optimal protein intake. Depends on many factors, including your goals, your preference, your level of insulin resistance, and some other factors. But after you've figured out how much protein you need, you got to figure out how much fats you need. So this is a really actually pretty simple one, but there's some little nuances and caveats to it, especially while you're adapting. Now, once you've got your protein macros set, you want to keep your carbs below 30 grams of net carbs. You want to only be getting those from leafy green vegetables. And your fats, in the beginning for most people, it's better to kind of taper them up because your body has to increase bile production to actually break down the fats. Your gallbladder's got to work at it. Your liver's got to get used to it. You have to get adapted to breaking down all these fats. So I suggest that most people taper up their fats more slowly and don't just jump into hitting their protein grams and then filling all the rest of their calories up to maintenance with fats. I think it's better to kind of ramp it up. You want to make sure in the beginning that your fiber is relatively high, meaning that you're eating lots of stuff like broccoli, cauliflower, so your poop stays solid. When you first start pushing a bunch of fats through the system, your body's not used to processing them, it can be harsh. So you want to kind of wrap up the fats slowly. Now, when you're adapting to keto, I do not suggest going into a big deficit when you're trying to adapt. When you're trying to adapt to a ketogenic diet, it's best to be at around maintenance calories. But it might be hard to hit your maintenance calories on fats at first. So I would suggest using maybe a 1 to 2 week period to kind of ramp up the fats a little bit more slowly. For a lot of people, some people can jump right into it and they're fine. Just kind of one of those things where it all depends on the individual. But fats, normally when you're trying to lose weight, it's best to hit your protein to maintain lean muscle mass, induce satiety and whatnot, get your essential amino acids. And then a lot of people end up doing fats to satiety. Now that can sometimes, there's a lot of satiety on a ketogenic diet. It's very satiating. So sometimes people will naturally cut their calories pretty dang low. They'll be pulling most of the other calories that they're burning from their body fat stores, and that's fine when you're trying to lose weight. Now, I wouldn't really recommend going too deep into a deficit in the beginning. Like I always say, that can be a bit stressful. Your body's switching fuel sources. It's kind of doing something that it's probably not done before to such a deep extent in the past. So it might be better to ramp up those fats slowly and hit maintenance after about a week or so. Just making sure your digestion's okay. You're not spewing from your bum every time you go to the bathroom. Because on a ketogenic diet, you should be flowing good. You should be your poop should be solid. You should have no digestive issues, and in the beginning, a lot of people do have digestive issues, but that's just because you're not used to processing it, so you kind of got to give it time. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. The fats, how much fat you need, you want to stay at around maintenance calories when you're adapting. Now, it's going to be for the first few weeks, up to like 4 weeks. You want to hit your protein and then fats up to your maintenance calories. For some people, it might be 150 grams. For some people, it might be up to like 240 grams. I mean, some days it doesn't matter what my macros are because it's going to be different for every individual. Even people that are the same size as me will have a different metabolism, different macros, but a lot of times I'm hitting up 300 grams of fat. Other days I'm doing like 100. So, I mean, it all depends on what your goals are, what you're feeling, how your digestion is, and where you're at in your journey. So, yeah, that's it. Real simple video. Fats. How much fat do you need? Once you hit your protein, then the rest of your calories are going to be coming from fat. I'm sorry, that once you hit your protein, and you also subtract your net carbohydrates that you're going to be only getting from vegetables, and the rest of it's going to come from fat. The types of fat, that's a whole other video. Also, another thing that's for most people comes down to preference and availability of foods. But some of the fats that we like to use, I'm really into butter and cream. I love heavy cream. I really like butter. Recently reinvigorated my love for coconut oil. Coconut oil is an incredible food. Just got to make sure you get quality coconut oil. Just like any foods, food quality really matters to me. I taste the difference between crap quality foods and high quality foods, and a lot of people do. If you don't, that's fine. You don't have to get, organic, high quality stuff. It's not, if it's not important to you, it's not important to you. But yeah, hit your protein, fill the rest up with fats, and maybe ramp up slowly if you're having some trouble with digestive issues, or increase your fiber intake during those days. Some people utilize like ox bile salts to help them digest the fats in the beginning. I don't really recommend that to most people, but something that can be helpful. So if you're interested in a ketogenic diet, don't fear the fats. Fear no fat. Nothing wrong with it. The hashtag coconut oil challenge is still going on, and maca. That's what I need to mention. I mentioned that there's going to be 5 kilo bags of maca. I'm very sorry to announce that all the maca ended up being packed in 10 kilo bags, even though we told our packer to pack them in 5 kilo bags, and he told us he did. When they arrived, it was in 10 kilo bags. This is how it works in Latin America. It's just how it goes. If you don't oversee every single step of the process, sometimes things don't go as you plan. So I've got maca in 10 kilogram bags. That's about 22 pounds. That's like probably over a year's supply of maca for most people. There's about a 2.5-year shelf life on it. There's a 2-year official shelf life on it. I find that it lasts a little longer. But if anybody is interested in buying 10 kilo bags of maca, that's a hefty amount of maca. So if you want to get a really good deal on that, you can maybe split up the bags with your friends. But I want to offer it to you guys, offer a special deal. I have to figure out the price, but it would be significantly less than you'll be able to get it in most other places. So I will be offering that soon. I'll make a video once I figure out the pricing and I figure out how much we actually paid once it was cleared customs and landed in the warehouse. So maca's here. Unfortunately, it's in big old 10 kilo bags. And I don't really feel like co-packing it because it's going to cost a lot to get it sent over there, take a lot of time. So I'd rather just offer it to those who want it, to those who want wholesale maca, split some bags with your friends and family, gift it, whatever. I'm going to offer it really soon. This week we should be making the final announcement. So you can hit us up at www.primaledgehealth.com. If you want coaching, I could probably handle about 3 or 4 more clients in the next 2 weeks. So you can hit us up through the form at www.primaledgehealth.com/coaching. But it gets kind of busy around once the holidays start coming up, and people get really excited to and get more motivated. Some of them, some people love to fall off the wagon on the holidays, and they get dieting after. Dieting, I hate that word. It's not really a good word, but yeah, if you're into coaching, hit us up, www.primaledgehealth.com/coaching, and you can find us on Facebook and Instagram, at Primal Edge Health on Instagram, Primal Edge Health Show on Facebook.